Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. Be sure to check out all my other videos, playlists on YouTube, my Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Tuba, or email me darthtuba77@gmail.com. So I thought today I would do a kind of a series of C-3PO centric unboxings, and part of the reason for this is because right now in late August, or mid-August I should say, there are lots of deals to be found at shops all over the place. Why is it? Well, because in just a few weeks time, Force Friday will commence, where all the new product related to the Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, will become available. And they have done this pretty much every year since Force Awakens, which is the last 2 years. Rogue One had one, although it was a little bit more subdued. I think for the first one, the Force Friday for Force Awakens, which took place 2 years ago, there was a tremendous amount of coverage about it. A lot of stores did a lot of different things, and I think they want to keep that up for the episodic films, so they're having another big event. Hopefully we'll be able to do a video kind of out and about during all that, just to kind of document it. But in the meantime, most toy stores and big box retailers have to unload all their old stock to make room for the new stock. So right now you can find some pretty good deals. This large C-3PO Think-away toys, exclusive to Toys R Us, is something that was available. It was about $100 originally, and it was essentially 60% off, which is a pretty good chunk of change to be saved there. I'm glad I didn't purchase a lot. I've been able to find most of these at a far, far greater discount than buying them right up there. And then, of course, the next to them, we have this little one, the 6-inch Black Series. This one was discounted more because of the damaged box, as you can see. I'm okay with the damaged box because, let's face it, I'm unboxing it anyway, so it's fine. So why don't we work on the big one first, okay? And so, as I said, this is a Toys R Us exclusive. You've seen me do some unboxings with a Stormtrooper, and I also have, I believe, a Kylo Ren and maybe a Chewbacca as well. They are basically, I wouldn't really call them action figures as more as they are kind of standstill statues, okay, that have some animated quality to them. So let's start with this. Slide this out like this. Okay. Now there are some challenging things in the back here that I have to kind of work on. First, I'm going to try to see if I can get my little wire snippers in here. I don't know if it'll work, but what do you know? It worked. All right, let's try the one in here. Same thing. These are really cool. I just feel that the price point was just not realistic. I mean, it's one thing when you're looking at Star Wars as something like nostalgic from the old days, and there isn't anything out there. But they released these. These were not even Rogue One thing. You can tell by C-3PO's red arm. These were for The Force Awakens 2 years ago. 2 years ago they made these. I thought they were fantastic. But when you're walking into a store and there's literally an entire wall of figures, 3 3/4 inch figures, 6-inch figures, play sets, Hot Wheels cars, titanium helmets, weapons like the Kylo Ren lightsaber, like the old Master, I guess the Force Effects saber. When you have that many different items to choose from, sometimes the product can, the amount of product can actually be a deterrent to itself. So that's one of the reasons why I think these did not go over as well as they would have hoped. But I do not necessarily believe that a toy's failure to connect with an audience necessarily means that it's a bad toy. I think it's a cool toy. I think there's some cool ideas with it, and I think that if this was all they had, or if this is what they chose to make large figures out of, I think there would have been some cool stuff. I like the 18-inch. Oh, no, I didn't even think of this. Think about the Jakks Pacific larger figures that come out. They're essentially the same thing, but they're much cheaper. They do not cost nearly the price, even right out of the gate. They do not cost anywhere near what these things cost. So, as a result, you're sitting there staring at this thing going, all right, do I pay $100 for a C-3PO, or do I pay $29.95 for one that just doesn't have a voice box in it? It just really depends on the person. It depends on the preference. And I'm sure there were a lot of completists out there that found them and collected them, and they make a nice little thing. I'm trying to think back. There was an actual, and maybe I'll show these in a later episode. There was a series of figures that came out that I have. I'm trying to remember. I cannot remember the company name, but they were 18-inch. They were very similar to these, except they were full-out action figures. They had points of articulation, and they were really spectacular. And working on the feet here, by the way, right now. They were really spectacular. They had pretty good likenesses for the price point. They were about $60, which at the time, even now, but even then, wasn't that bad. It was a good price for those figures. So they came out with these, and they had a couple of voice box things that you could have in there. It was pretty cool. So they came out with about 6 or 7 of them, and I purchased them all. Some of them I even got discounted, and they were fantastic. And the 18-inch, I like the 18-inch. I think it's a good size. All right. So, we are almost here. Come on, C-3PO. Come on, Goldenrod. This guy is being challenging. It's just that there's a lot keeping this thing together. There's like zip ties. Ay. Man, oh man. This baby is really stuck. And on top of that, his feet are not only bolted to the alright, getting out the wire cutters here. Feet are not only bolted, or not bolted, but twist tied to the box, they're twist tied to themselves, making it extremely challenging to get out. Whew! Okay. And on top of that, he's got this plastic on him. Ay. All right, let's just make sure I didn't miss anything. Don't like to keep a dirty. Oh, did forget one thing. All those people that like mint and card, I am so sorry. I don't want to make things hard for anybody. You know who you are. While I'm doing this, I also want to give a shout out to some of the podcasts that I frequent listen to, specifically Skywalking Through Neverland and Rebel Force Radio. You guys did such a great job with all the coverage at the D23 Expo in Anaheim, and I for one am very appreciative of all the work you do. For those who don't know those guys, if you want to get some great audio content about Star Wars, and in the case of Skywalking Through Neverland, about Star Wars and Disney, Rebel Force Radio and Skywalking Through Neverland are some great places to go and get some information, so I highly recommend that. This has got some it's nice. There's a lot of little bits and detailing on C-3PO that, because of it, they actually had a great deal of great deal of protection, which I'm appreciative of as someone who likes to display this stuff. Okay, and now one thing, as I said, there are electronics that go with this. Meaning like it makes noises and stuff. I do not know if it's going to be working, because after 2 years, it could very well be battery dead. If it is not, if it is dead, I will.
I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations. R2-D2, where are you? Wait for me! Wait! No!
So that's a try me button. There's off, and then there's play. Not exactly.
Here we go again.
Over 10 sayings and sound effects. Move and talk. Press button on the back for voice and animatronic actions. I'm pressing the button on the back, and I am not getting anything.
I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations.
Ooh.
Oh.
These things are a little weird. Wow, it looks like the batteries are actually located. I'm sorry, C-3PO. They're actually located in the legs. You know, this has a little more articulation than I thought it did. If it falls over. Uses as he shuffles along. Be sure, battery caution. Okay.
I am transmitting 6 million volts of communication. Wait for me! Wait! Stop!
Okay, I guess
where are you?
Ah, my dear. Very good. All right, I'm going to turn him off for a minute, save his battery life. So, he does have a couple of other things. And we've done a similar one with this with the Stormtrooper. He moves and talks. He has about 10 statements that he does. His eyes light up. He has a try me, an off, and a play button. You can do smart sensor, okay, where it's, where if you pick him up, he says, oh, and you put him down, he says, oh, whatever. And I do believe, I don't know if you can actually make him, I don't know if he's like a room alarm. Like, I think the other, like the Stormtroopers, are kind of a room alarm. But anyway, so this is C-3PO, and you can set up his arms. You can actually position him lower if you wish. Okay, so his head, cool. It's a nice piece. They do a really nice job. I'm very impressed with the Think-away toys. I just wasn't happy with the price point. And again, you walk into a toy store and you see an entire wall of Star Wars, and you have to make financial choices. I'm a collector, and you see behind me, and this is only a small sample of it, I collect a great many Star Wars items, but I can't collect all of it. Okay, I have to make choices, so I have to walk into stores and decide what am I going to buy right away, and what am I going to wait on and see if there's a sale, and what am I going to pass over altogether. So as collectors, we all have to make those choices. I didn't feel that this was a $100 toy. I did feel that it was a $40 toy. And perhaps in the next weeks or month, you might actually see them even less expensive. I'm going to be making frequent trips back because there are a few. I do believe I got the Stormtrooper, I got the Chewbacca, and I got the Kylo Ren, and I got C-3PO. There's a Vader that I haven't gotten. And there's also an R2-D2, which is actually a remote-controlled R2-D2, similar to the interactive R2-D2 that came out a few years ago. But this one has a little bit more functionality to it. But it was just a little too expensive. Maybe it'll be on sale. We shall see. And I think there's also a remote-controlled AT-AT about this big. So again, those are nice items, but it just, there just comes a point where you have to make choices. Then again, with all of the new stuff coming out, they may end up finding their way in the mega discount bin. So we will see. If you can find it, the C-3PO Think-away 18-inch, really cool item. Definitely look for it on sale. It's great if you're a droid lover. You love your C-3PO R2D2 collectibles. It's a great one to add to it. Kind of a shining piece, if you will. All right, so that's that one. So let's give him a little company with a 6-inch version, same red arm. And as I said, this was a damaged box, so I did get a discount. Although a lot of stores won't give you discounts for damaged boxes, but if you do some research and look around, you can find a lot easier to get out of the package than this one. So here we have 6-inch C-3PO, probably similar if you set it up next to a C-3PO from without the without the red arm. You'll probably see it's the exact same mold or close to the exact same mold. I know a lot of people that were very angry at the fact that they made C-3PO have a red arm. I think a lot of people said, well, they're just doing that so you have to buy a new C-3PO figure. And yeah, that's probably true in one person's eyes. There's another point of that when you first saw C-3PO, he had a silver leg. And then later he had a gold leg. But there was always that question of where'd that silver leg come from. Then the prequels came out and you saw C-3PO was entirely, first of all, he had no covering. Then he was entirely silver. And then he was gold. Okay, so it's nothing new that we've seen lots of different reincarnations of C-3PO with his different armors or plating, not armor. So to have him with a red arm, and it had a story with it. If you've read, there's a comic book where it explains kind of a prequel to the Force Awakens for C-3PO, where you can realize where he gets the red arm from, and it's actually a very cute story, a touching story actually, and but then at the end of Force Awakens, you see he already has the gold arm. Very last scene that you see him as the Millennium Falcon's taken off, you can see he's waving. He's got the gold arm. So I'm pretty sure. So he changed in the middle of the movie, or in the middle of his scenes in the movie. So it's okay. But in any case, as far as the 6-inch figure is concerned, it's got a little more mobility in the legs. Okay. Although most of the time when you see C-3PO, he is basically just standing. But a nice, a nice piece. It's so funny though, the C-3PO, like I just said, he's gone through no coverings, silver coverings, or gray coverings, if you will, gold, red arms, just silver leg. How many versions of R2 have there been? One. The only thing different about R2 is all the little accessories that he has. So I find that interesting. Not good or bad, just interesting. So, but these two together kind of make a nice thing. I actually have a C-3PO droid little display unit that I'm going to probably try to see if I can fit these two in, because I think they're really cool there. So that will do it for this episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Be sure to check out all my other videos. Be sure to check out the playlist. If you can just set it at the top and just keep watching, spread the word. I'm noticing that we're getting, the views are starting to trickle in. I've also gotten a few comments from people, commenting on some old videos. Please do. I encourage it. Let other people know about it. It's a simple show. We're not out to change the world, other than one unboxing toy at a time, if you will. But we're just having fun. So I hope you enjoy it. Checking out Darth Tuba on Instagram and on Twitter. And you can email me if you have any specific requests or questions about, or comment if you have any questions about different unboxings, things I've done, things I might do. I've had a few people request tours of my collection. I'm planning to do that very soon. I just need to do it. So, give me some time. I'm going to edit something together. All right. Thank you so much, and may the Force be with you.
Wait for me! Wait!